Hi everyone, it's KJ here, and today I have a different type of video. I know that when I first started my channel that I was always curious about how other channels did financially. Life is a series of choices, and I feel as if you should be able to understand to some respect the risks and rewards involved. So you'll be able to weigh the two. With YouTube, some of the risks include the fact that you don't know how quickly you'll grow. And the factors that influence that are your niche, or whether you get a shout out or not, and how many videos you're able to put out on a consistent basis. But in terms of rewards, there are plenty. On one hand, I have the ability to have a positive impact on millions of people, and that's really fulfilling to me. I also love video editing. I like being able to get the story that was in my head and just form it in a way that a lot of people will be able to enjoy. These are great rewards, and I would say that you shouldn't get started with YouTube if you don't feel completely fulfilled without money getting involved. But let's be real, it's hard for anything to be sustainable if there isn't good money involved. And with YouTube, luckily, it's a pretty good gig. So in this video, I'm going to talk about how much money I made with this channel throughout the past year or so. I'll dive into the numbers so we can actually see why videos perform the way they do and why the certain revenue is the way that it is. It'll be interesting to see because over the past year, I grew from around 38,000 subscribers to 75,000 subscribers. So let's get right into it. The first thing that helps to understand how much money you can make on YouTube is CPM. CPM is the cost per mile and is basically the ad rate per 1,000 views. And it isn't really just 1,000 views because if it's a 15 to 30 second ad, the viewer has to watch that all the way through. And if it's a skip through ad, then that viewer has to watch it for at least 30 seconds for it to count as a full ad view. CPM is an interesting metric to look at because it varies not only by topic, but also by the region the primary audience of the video is in. Typical CPMs that I've seen range from $2 to $15. I typically post tech or college-related videos, and to be honest, the CPMs don't really vary too much between the two. Over the last year, my average CPM has been $4.81. But to show you how much two videos of the same topic can vary in terms of CPM, just because of differences in audience, I have two different camera comparisons where the one that got 113,000 views made $130 more than the one that got 791,000 views. This is because the former had mainly US-based audience and a CPM of $10.97, whereas the latter had a mainly India-based audience and a CPM of $1.81. So views themselves aren't the driver for ad rates, but of course a lot of views can balance out a lower CPM if a video goes viral. Because of the variability of CPM, the amount that YouTubers make from month to month could actually vary. And hopefully going into the analytics of my specific revenue, you'll gain a better understanding of how everything works. Also, if you didn't know, YouTube pays every 21st of the month. So keep that in mind, but the minimum check has to be $100. I have it set up to just direct deposit into my account every month, and that has been really convenient for me. So let's look at the revenue that I made over the past 28 days, and that'll pretty much correspond with my next paycheck. So I've actually not posted as much over the past month because I'm still getting into the swing of things this semester. But it looks like I'm still doing pretty well in terms of the revenue generated. Later in this video, I'm going to show you how this month compares to other months that I've earned, but for now, just know that this is pretty comparable. Looking a little closer, I can see that the Tesla video I posted a couple of weeks ago has quickly gained traction and it has about 80,000 views now. But like I've mentioned before, the views don't tell the whole story. Looking at the CPM, we can see that it's almost $8, which is significantly above average. I have seen that car videos do tend to have higher CPMs. My Tesla Model 3 review, for example, has a CPM of $15. And my best guess for why this is because Teslas are mainly bought in the US, and so it's a mainly US-based audience, and car manufacturers want to put their ads in front of other car videos. And since the price of cars is so high, they're willing to pay more to advertise where they want their videos to be placed. Looking at my top 5 earning videos this past month, 2 of them weren't even posted within the past month. The thing about growing on YouTube is that the more videos you post, the more videos that people have a chance of watching after any individual video that they watch. I posted my first day in the life of an MIT student video over a year ago, and it's still my 3rd highest earning video over the past month alone. My iPad Pro video was made in November, and it's my 2nd highest earning video over the past month. So yeah, even though I didn't make too many videos this past month, my previous videos are keeping my channel momentum going. This is why it seems like bigger channels appear to be growing very fast, because they actually are, because of what I just mentioned. There are simply more videos to watch. Okay, so you've seen that I made around $600 over the past month or so, and I told you that was pretty good. So let's take a step back and look at how much I made for the past 12 months, and we can look at each of those individual months to see how it compares. Looking at those statistics, we can see that over the past year, there really hasn't been too many months that stood out. Keep in mind that the February revenue is just for the first half of February because that's all that's passed. And we still have the second half of the month to go. So I would expect it to end closer to $700. A lot of people have asked whether YouTube Pay increases linearly, and I'd say it's more like a series of plateaus. You'll get to a certain price level, and then once your channel gains enough momentum to go to the next hump, you'll start having a new norm of revenue. This past year, I went from 38,000 subscribers to almost 75,000, but it wasn't until the November mark where I began to see a consistent increase in monthly ad revenue. February to November didn't vary too much in terms of ad revenue, but now, outside of January, which is usually just a slow month for all YouTubers in general, and I was on break, my ad revenue seemed to have increased substantially and has stayed there. And I expect it to stay there until my channel gains a little more momentum and goes to its next plateau, which could be happening right now, or in a couple of months, or in a year, who knows. The thing about YouTube is that consistency really is everything. You have to continue to put out quality content, otherwise your channel will begin to lose momentum. And once that momentum is lost, it's really hard to get going again. So if you're thinking about starting a channel, you really need to make sure that you have the time and energy to make at least a video a week or every 2 weeks. Otherwise, YouTube's algorithm will just not favor your videos. The momentum is real, and honestly, if you have other things going on, like I have school full-time, it gets pretty tough. But you just have to make sure that momentum just keeps going so that you can make it to the new plateau, which means a new level of revenue and new views and new subscribers. But I have learned to slow things down when I have to, so that I can sit back and enjoy life and recover. Okay, so back to the money. As you can see, I made a total of around $5,300 over the last year in ad revenue alone. And you're probably thinking that's really not a lot of money. And you're right. And that's because ad revenue usually makes up around 5% to 25% of a YouTuber's total revenue, at least for what I've seen. And the varying percentages just really depend on the other value creators are bringing to their viewers. A lot of creators have Patreon pages, or they have merch lines, or they do online courses that they charge for. And those make a decent amount of money. But still, the biggest source of revenues for just about every YouTuber will be brand deals and sponsorships. With how much ad rates vary, brand deals and sponsorships are ways that creators can begin to receive steady incomes. I can't specifically disclose how much I made for any one ad segment, but just know that I do fall within the percentages I said earlier. And when creators say that you'd really be supporting the channel if you click the link in the description, they're being honest. I've learned to appreciate ad segments in other YouTubers' videos because that's just how they're making their living, and that's how they're going to improve their gear to make even better videos. It's just how they make things sustainable. Because with just ad revenue alone, most YouTubers are making less than minimum wage. And the biggest thing that draws sponsors in are the views. You can be a channel with 1 million views, but if you're only averaging 20,000 views a video, you'll be paid the same amount as another YouTuber who gets 20,000 views a video, even if they have like 5,000 subscribers. So views alone will not change the CPM of your videos, but more views can really lead to more brand deals and overall more opportunities for the channel. Another way companies can pay me are by giving me review units. For example, Google sent me over their Pixelbook Go and a nice backpack. And this model laptop cost around $850, but I got it for free in exchange for my honest reviews. And as someone who genuinely loves tech, I'm receiving products for free that I would have spent money on otherwise, so it's like I'm getting paid. And as I've grown, I've realized that more subscribers just gains you more respect when actually reaching out to these brands, and they're more likely to give you review units. My subscriber count gets me into a conversation, and then my videos are able to speak for themselves in terms of quality. I'd say also a major perk of being a tech YouTube channel is that the review units cost a pretty good amount of money, and they're all really cool products. And being able to go to launch events and use products that haven't even come out yet is always really cool to me. So is YouTube a sustainable job? Yeah, I think it is. YouTube has gotten more viewership than TV now, and the top YouTubers are getting more name and face recognition than even movie actors and actresses. I'll go out on a limb and say that if I absolutely had to, at the current size of my channel, I would be able to go full-time with YouTube. I'd be able to make more videos consistently, which would lead to more views, more ad revenue, and just a larger income. But of course, this is not something that I would do anytime soon. With YouTube, as long as you stay with the grind and you continue to put out quality videos, your revenue will grow as your channel grows. So it isn't unrealistic to see YouTubers who are doubling their income every year. And that's not something you can say for most professions. YouTube has been a ton of work. There were countless nights where I'm finishing up an edit at 5 a.m. And if you couple it with a full-time job, or in my case, a full-time engineering student workload, a YouTube channel becomes very difficult to maintain. But what keeps me going is that I absolutely love it. I love looking at and talking about new tech, and I love inspiring people with my college-related videos. If you go into YouTube for the money, you're just not going to last. YouTube is a pretty good job, but you won't really become truly successful until it stops feeling like a job. When you start to just get excited about putting the next video up or creating your next video concept, that's when you'll become successful, because that means you'll be able to sustain it for long periods of time, because that's what you want to do. But money does allow YouTubers to make videos for a living. Hopefully this little glimpse into my analytics helped you better understand how YouTube pays their YouTubers. There are a lot of different pieces that come together to determine how much someone makes off of YouTube. But ultimately, as your channel grows, you just have to keep gaining momentum and keep making it to those next pay increase plateaus, and you'll be fine. So that's all I had to talk about today. If you haven't already, make sure to follow me on Instagram and Twitter to stay up to date with what I'm doing, because I do post there pretty often. As for this channel, make sure to subscribe and have the notification bell clicked, because I am making a lot of videos this semester and I want you to see them all. Also, make sure to check out my new hoodies, which I'm pretty proud of, and use the code SECRET30 to get 30% off an order. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.